Hi everyone, I'm Brooke Parrish and I'm a master's student here at UNL. And today for What to Know Wednesday, we're going to be talking about how to read a judge's score sheet. So this is really important when you go to horse shows, when you can look at the judge's score sheet to be able to know how you did, what you did well, and what you can work on from there. So I'll have you come look at this score sheet. And this is just an example of, this is a rating score sheet actually. And depending on the class, the scoring range will be either from -1.5 to +1.5 or -3 to +3. Some classes also still do the check minus, check plus, and plus range as well for the scoring maneuvers. Then there's also, you'll notice, a penalty box line. So every class has penalties that you can occur in pattern classes. If you do occur a penalty, that's where the penalties will go in the boxes above, and your total penalty score will be deducted from your final score. Every pattern class starts at an average of a 70, and it goes up or down from there. So for example, in maneuver 1, you may get a +half, which you'll see up at the top means good. The next maneuver, you may get a penalty 2 and a -half, and then let's just say you get a 0 for the rest of the maneuvers. And a 0, you'll notice, is correct or average. So if we take all of those and add and subtract your maneuver scores and deduct your penalties, it'd be a total penalty of 2, and then it would be averaged out at a 0 here, so you would be at a 68 with this score. Another thing that you will see sometimes on a judge's score sheet is when someone disqualifies. Usually how a judge will symbolize this is writing a 0 with a line through it, or they might write a 0 over the entire box with a line through it. And you'll know that that means a penalty score of 0 when you see that. Here is an example of another judge's score sheet. This score sheet is used for showmanship, horsemanship, and equitation. And so something that's different about this score sheet, you'll notice, is the F&E column. And this is form and effectiveness. This goes into the final score, and it's basically just bonus points for the form and effectiveness of the rider or handler. You'll see at the bottom here, an average is a 2 to a 0, good is a 3, very good is a 4, and excellent is a 5. So essentially those points would get added on to your total score at the very end. So let's just say, well, you'll also notice there's a maneuver description line. So whatever your pattern is, each maneuver will be detailed out in those boxes. So let's just say the first maneuver you get a 0, second +half, third maybe a +1, 0, +1.5, and then let's say there's only 5 maneuvers in this pattern and you get a 3, which means good for your form and effectiveness. So your total score here would be a 76, and you wouldn't have any penalties, so this box would be blank here. Sometimes a judge also might write some comments in the comment line to tell you something that you did really well, or maybe something that they think that you need to work on. In the case that it's a class that still uses checks, minuses, check plus, and check minus, it's up to the judge's discretion on what point value that they associate with those checks and pluses and so forth. Typically they will use a 1 to 2 point scale, and it'll be consistent with that particular judge what they assign to each symbol. So that is all I have for this week's What to Know Wednesday. Hope you guys learned something. If you have any suggestions on future topics, please comment in the section below.